Hello. Hi, everyone. Is everyone coming through okay? Is Marty coming through okay? I think he is. He's coming through the best. Welcome to Distilled. We're going to be brewing up some good drinks and that. Hopefully, it's going to go okay. We want to get a load of money. We want to get a load of points. We want to satisfy a load of goals. It's going to go brilliantly, isn't it? Hey, Matt, James, Nick, Morgan Queens. How's it going? It's all coming through okay? Brilliant. So this is, I think it goes up to 4 players. Like it's a competitive game of trying to be the most prestigious and all of that good stuff. You're competing for stuff in the market. You're trying to make the nicest things. In the solo game, that's twisted a bit because you're not really you're not competing against a bot or anything like that, and you're not trying to beat. You are trying to beat our score, but not just a table of scores. So what we have in the solo is, if I can bring it up, we have a kind of barrel made of cards. And I've zoomed out I've zoomed in so you can see the text on them all, rather than see the whole thing in all of its glory on this secondary camera. So what we need to do to win this game is to do at least one goal on each of these rows. We start out at the bottom, and when we complete a goal, say we complete this goal, we flip over these 2 cards and see what these next 2 are. So we can see our initial one, because that's the level that we're at. You can do multiple ones on a level, but only each drink that you make can only satisfy 1 goal card. There are 7 rounds in the game. You will only get to make 1 drink per round. So yeah, you have got to do 5 goals basically by the end, at least. You only have 7 rounds in which to do it. So yeah, we'll uncover some things. Certain levels are revealed now for us to bear in mind. Some paths we might want to go down, some long-term things we might want to try and achieve. And it'll become clearer as we know, like, the basics of the game and what all of this stuff means. But yeah, the middle row is revealed and the top row is revealed. So kind of a longest term goal, we want to either collect 4 aged spirit labels or collect 6 different spirit labels. And the numbers on these cards, the A's and the B's, for every one of these that we complete, that number gets added to our target score. So we have only won the game if we've done a goal on each row, at least one on each row, and we have exceeded the target score. So we'll see if we can manage that. And we do have 1 swap card, so we can swap 2 cards that are in the same row, but if we do it, we will add 5 to our target score. So if we get completely stuck, we can swap these round a bit. So we look over at my distillery over here. I am Angus Douglas, nice to meet you. I'm from Europe, Scotland, and every character has their own little backstory, their own little starting resources. You have a signature ingredient that we might be able to get later. Everyone has a signature recipe. So ours is for a lovely single malt whiskey. And yeah, everyone has got a bit of a different power as well. So when we age drinks, they get flavour cards that give them a bit of backstory, but a bit more value as well. We get to, instead of just taking the one that we're given, which is the way that the game normally works, we can draw 3 and choose which one to keep. Because flavour cards are a bit random. They might be a really nice flavour, they might be a rubbish flavour. You only know once you drink it, once you go to sell it, what the flavour of the drink is. So we can have some control over that because we can look at it when it gets put in. We start out with a water, a yeast, 2 money, and everybody always starts out with a bottle. That's what you put your drinks in when you sell them, and a barrel. That's what you put your drinks in when you make them. But certain drinks, you can see over here on our recipe board, moonshine and vodka are in every game. This symbol here means it's a one-off. It's not an aged drink. You've got to sell that the year that you make it. Other ones, the kind of the nicer drinks, the more prestigious drinks, you have got to age and cannot be sold in the round that you make them. And they have got different symbols next to them based on the barrels they can go in. So all the ones that don't need to be aged can go in a metal barrel, like the one we start with. Other drinks need to be in wooden or clay barrels, and we can buy those throughout the game. We can also buy nicer bottles that might give us more money, might give us more points. The advantage of these 2 starting ones is they always come back. So once you've used them, you get them right back in here, so we don't have to pay a load of money to get them back over and over again, like we might have to do with the ingredients. So let's have a look then. The first thing that we do is the market phase. Well, there's also start of round effects, but we haven't got any of those at the moment. So there are some character abilities that have start of round things, but not all Angus. So there are tasting profiles as well that are kind of the template of the game that you're playing. There's quite a lot included in the game, but they give you different configurations of the drinks that are available and the... Well, that's it. And the people that you can play as. So there are loads and loads of people, but I think only 12 apply to each profile. So this is like your starting one, a nice and balanced one, but there's loads in the rulebook of different configurations. There is an expansion available to this that adds a few more different things. I imagine it will have cards for other stuff, but more profiles, more drinks, more stuff. Haven't got that, but this is the basic game as you would find it in retail. So I think the Kickstarter version had like metal coins and metal cubes and other things like that. This is as it comes in its retail form. So in the market phase, we get things from the market. Not a lot of things, because Angus starts off with 2 money, which is not a lot. We can have things from the basic market. Some of these things don't cost anything. Yeast, water, mixed grains, they are free. The ticket in the corner is how much the stuff costs. You can only have 2 cards from this per round though. In the multiplayer game, you take things turn by turn, taking stuff from the displays. Solo game, just do what you like till you're done. Your only limitation is the money you've got and that you can only have 2 basic market cards. So I don't think we can afford a single thing in the actual display. Yeah, the cheapest thing is 3. What you can have is distillery upgrades. You can have up to 3 different ones of these. They've got, I don't want to zoom in anymore, but you can't really see the top line. They've got different types. They've got different scoring conditions. Some might give you flat out points. Some might give you no points. Some might have conditional points, like this one give you a point for every barrel type that you've got represented in your spirit labels. They all have special abilities though. So if we got, say, the tour guide, hey, that's a start of round ability. He'd give us a money at the start of every round for giving the tours. Some just have like overall things. So the metal rickhouse, when aging a spirit, you get an additional card if it's the first time that spirit is aged. Hey, it would be great to try and get some extra flavour things, especially if that's what we're going for. Because we've got to get into aged spirits early. So at least 7 of the drinks that we make, 4 of them need to be aged spirits. So that means we've got to buy barrels and stuff. Cheapest barrel is the wood barrel in the basic market. That costs 4. So there's no chance of making aged stuff in round 1, for us anyway, with the character that we've got. Or just make 6 different drinks. And 2 of them, you don't need to unlock recipes for. Well, actually, you don't need to unlock your signature one, but it's tougher to make. But it's really prestigious if you can make it. You can only make 1 of them as well. Hey, Skycroft. Like, you've only played multiplayer 5, 6 hours. I've only played solo. Hey, Monica. How's it going? We've got to balance that yeast. Hey, Michael. Yeah, the metal rickhouse would be lovely. And we might, yes. We will get bonuses and things. You can get a free upgrade when we make and sell a drink. But as we'll see, those cards might not be there by the time we come to do that. So we've got to ignore the market for the time being. We've got to think about what kind of drinks we want to make. And, if we want to be going into the kind of whiskey avenue, it wouldn't hurt to go for mixed grains, especially since they are free. So how we make stuff is, in phase 2, once we've finished the market phase, we need a yeast in this yeast section. We need a water in this water section. You can have more if you want, and you're able to. And you need to have some kind of sugar. There's grain sugar, plant sugar, and fruit sugar. And in the ingredients row, there's nicer versions of these that might reward you with more money or more points for making that stuff. You've got to have at least 1 of each thing. So I've got to have some grains. And then if you look over at your recipe board, it tells you the criteria for making a certain kind of drink. So you won't quite know until you've distilled it what you've made. But if you satisfy the conditions for several drinks, you decide what it is. So we can kind of ignore all of these. We can pay like 2 if we want to unlock one of these recipes. Well, one of the bronze recipes anyway. If we were thinking about, rather than just making something basic, we could make some soju instead, if we want to go for mixed grains. But I don't think we'll get into that round one anyway. We'll hope to make some vodka. If it goes wrong, make some moonshine. So I get two things from the basic row. I feel like I might just get some mixed grains. So I only like two things. They are free anyway. I don't have to put both of them in the drink, but I think I'm gonna. Got to put at least one in. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the end of my market phase. So in a solo game, we've got all of the B cards that aren't used in the display over there. What we need to do is discard the top one and have a look at this grid, and it tells us which ones the bot is buying, which ones are getting discarded basically. And unfortunately, that Rick house is getting discarded. So everything with X's in it is getting discarded. Then slide them all up and see some new things. Ooh, the drone camera has come out. I like the drone camera. It lets you, once per round, copy the ability of an upgrade that's face up in the market. So that can be a start of round one. It can be one that applies to your selling or your distilling. You just activate it whenever that card's ability would be activated. The downside is you might really want to do something and then the bot discards it. But you can still copy another ability, hopefully if there's a good one out. We've got some barrels out now. Well, we did have the American Standard barrel before, didn't we? That's nicer because it gets you more money as you age your stuff. And we've got bottles that reward you if you're selling drinks from certain continents. Right, we don't need to worry about that though. We need to go to the distill phase. So what we do is, everything that we are putting into this drink, we can save stuff and keep it in the pantry, but all we'd be able to save at the moment is mixed grains. If we saved anything else, we wouldn't be able to make a drink, and it feels like it would be a massive waste. So what we need to do is pop them in the wash back. You grab an alcohol for every sugar that you've got in here. For every card in this middle row, you get an alcohol card. So they go on there. Then we distill. You grab these cards and shuffle them up, and we are going to discard. Well, we're not going to discard. We're going to remove the top and bottom cards after this shuffle. So our drink has lost, potentially all of its alcohol. Our drink has lost its yeast, but it stays in the pantry for next time. So that's great. That's one of the base things. And actually, basic yeast doesn't actually add any money or points to the drink that we're making. So that was from the top, and then from the bottom we have lost a grain. So great. That also adds nothing to the drink, apart from the alcohol it initially did when we started to distill it. So what has stayed in the drink is a load of the stuff that makes it worth money. Now, it's not ideal having the alcohol taken out of your drink, but alcohol is kind of a wild card that can be used as water or yeast. So it's bad if your alcohol gets taken out because it's worth some money. It's what people are buying it for, presumably. But yeah, it can be a nice wild card in there, because for next time now, if I want to make a drink next round, I've got to get some water somehow, because they are the basic building blocks. I can make a drink with just these two plus a water. Hopefully I can get a bit more than that. So we are distilling. I need to add a barrel to this and decide what I'm making. So out of the things I've got unlocked, it's not my signature recipe because that requires at least 3 grain sugars. Only got 1 in here. All of this is blocked, so we don't have to think about that. So vodka can have any type of sugars in it. So it looks like that's what it's going to be, because moonshine can't have any in it. So this is going to be a vodka. It goes in our metal barrel here, in our warehouse, and we grab a vodka label just to remind us what it is. And so then that's our distill phase. Everyone just makes 1 drink per round. So 7 rounds, you're going to make 7 drinks. Then we have the sell phase. We might as well sell it. So we need to pop this in a bottle. I didn't buy anything, mainly because I couldn't afford. But yeah, you can use your starting bottle. So they make it worth an extra money each. So you need to claim the points and the money for selling our first drink, a vodka. And so this is going to be worth 1, 2, 3, 4, $5 plus any that are on the recipe card, so 6. So we'll have a nice bit of money for next time. And yeah, points. So 2 on the thing down there. I don't know if we've got any more for anything else. No, no more points. So give myself 2 spirit points on the old track there. Done that, done that. And so everything that goes back, the barrel and the bottle go back in the room. Everything else goes back onto its stacks. So the alcohol and the starting items. And things that get discarded go on this truck. Sometimes you can take stuff back from the truck. But they're the discard pile kind of location. So now we get to claim a spirit bonus. So this token can go on any one of these spots and get us something for free. Everyone could be 2 points, but especially early, we probably want the thing. So we could have 5 money, we could have our signature ingredient. So this is something that can help us make our signature recipe. It doesn't have to, but it can really help. It's a nice grain sugar. It's worth 4 points and 2 money for whatever drink it's in. If it's removed during the distill phase, you can put it back in. So that's the advantage of that, because your signature recipe wants 3 or more grain things to be in there. So if this gets taken out, it might ruin you, but you can put it back in. So we could gain that. It's just a one-off thing, though. You can discard a card from your pantry and take any card from the truck. That's pretty nice. You can get a free ingredient, a free recipe. The recipes can cost up to 6. That's quite nice. A free item or a free upgrade. So, if we have a look. Hi, Jamie. Hey, Jester. How's it going? Yeah, we've got to sell. So, yeah, we could discard something and get that rickhouse if we wanted. Should we have a look at the new stuff that's out? So we've got the column still. You can choose to use this or not, but you only have to take 1 card out of your drink. So that can be quite nice, especially if you're trying to make something in particular. It's not the right button, is it? Especially if you're trying to make something in particular that you don't want stuff removed from your thing. The drum camera, as I said, that gives you the freedom to use whatever's out there, but that's always shifting and might not be ideal. I do like the drum camera though. The Cooper, once per market phase, you can discount a barrel by 2. So there's always going to be a barrel available. That actually, it does seem kind of nice because we want to be aging stuff. And barrels are quite expensive things. Tour guide just get us a money every round. Or we could discard something from the pantry to take a card from the truck. And we could just discard like a yeast. We could get a yeast back. And yeah, we could get that rickhouse we wanted so much earlier on, help us age things extra. We could do that in the future though, because that's always going to be on the truck, isn't it? We can only get 1 thing back from the truck, but I like the sound of the Cooper. Because that makes it much more likely, we have got a nice bit of money now, makes it much more likely we will be able to get barrels every round to keep making aged things. So I like the sound of that. I'm going to go for Cooper for free. So pop the spirit label on a free upgrade, and our Cooper goes up here. And so once per market phase, I can discount a barrel by 2 money. And at the end of the game, it will award us a point for each barrel type represented in your spirit labels. So there's not going to be a lot of barrel types. Well, I suppose there's a metal barrel is done. We'll definitely do a wooden barrel because I'm sure we're going to make the signature recipe at some point. The only clay one, I think, yeah, the only clay one is this Baiju. Also wants 3 grain in there. So we could think about that. We know that's worth an extra point, but that is a recipe we've got to unlock and all of that stuff. I don't know if we'll end up doing it. So I need to refill this, don't I? So yes, sell phase, done all that stuff. Then we would have the aging phase. So any aged drinks that we make would get a flavour card put in them. And flavour cards make it worth more money, but also there's a little grid here based on how many flavour cards it had. It is worth more and more points. If it's got 5 flavour cards in it, it's worth 15 points. So a card that does, the first time it's aged gets an extra card, not only is that making it worth more money, it's making it jump up in the points. Because there's only 7 rounds, getting 5 flavour cards on something can be tough. Right, the celebrity promoter is very nice. During the sell phase, add 2 to the sell value of everything you want to sell. A little bit Bill Murray there. So we've had the the age phase, which just doesn't affect us at the moment. Then the end of round. There's no spirit rewards in the solo game. If you didn't sell anything, you can hold a tasting. You can lose up to 4 points to gain up to 4 money. We did sell something though. Move the round marker forward. First player token doesn't count. See this thing here where you've got to discard down to goals? That's only the multiplayer game. Don't have to worry about that in solo at all. So that's it. That's a round of it. 6 more of them. And we'll see where we are. So that is our first drink. We need to be thinking kind of about these goals though. So to get us on the ladder, we either need to sell a spirit containing 2 water or more, or sell a spirit worth 8 points or more. And they will reward you with stuff. You can do both if you want to. But yeah, one thing I'm not sure if I mentioned initially, once you have moved up, so once you've done a goal from this second row, you can never go back down and do one from the bottom row again. So that's another way you can get a little bit trapped. Okay. So, if we can make something that's got 2 water or more in it, it can still be aged. It would just get sold next time to satisfy that goal. However, each of the goals has to be a different drink doing it, but it doesn't have to be in like a different round. In terms of getting a barrel, the American standard barrel here, once per age phase, you get a money if this barrel is aging in your warehouse. Ideally, you want to kind of leave that around, but it makes it worth an extra point as well. It earns an extra money, and it would make the drink as a whole worth an extra point. For 1 more money than the basic wood barrel that costs you 4 and does absolutely nothing. Well, it holds the drink, to be fair to it. But that's one of your 2 basic market things as well. I've got no water at the moment. So, what's more likely? Making something worth 8 or more, 8 points or more, or having 2 water in it? That seems more likely. There's nothing in the ingredients row that can help us get water in something. But we can just grab 2 basic water. And we could buy another grain sugar over here. There's 2 actually. 2 grain sugar things. Both make it worth a money. So there's a couple of abilities only on the yeast and the water. So if you buy a yeast from the market, you immediately get a money. If you buy a water, you can reveal the top card of any of the decks and buy it or put it at the bottom of the deck. So we could do that to try and get like a different barrel maybe, find different like grains in there. I think there's only things that are worth like 3 and 4. Change the upgrade if we really wanted a particular upgrade. I have got 8 money right now, so I could like spend it on an upgrade if I wanted to. The column still is nice, but that's just a lot of our available money this round, isn't it? We have got 8. So let's grab a water. So that's just one of the things. And do I want to look for a barrel or look to find some ingredients? I'm kind of happy with the ingredients. I want to spend a bit of money unlocking a recipe though, don't I? Before we start spending things. Because everything aged has got to be unlocked. So that's a lot of my money. Yeah, grain things will work out. If we're going to be going for barrel, I've got to... I'm interrupting actions here, which I shouldn't really. Doesn't really matter. It's solo. I'm not getting in anyone's way. I'm going to unlock whiskey. So it's a silver recipe. That's costing 4. And then for having the water, I think I might see if we can find another barrel. Let's see. Oh, we found another clay barrel. It's good when selling, earn an extra money for each flavour card. But I'm not going to buy that, because the drink I want to make is not clay, and the only one that is a more expensive recipe. I'm leaning towards get the water and just buy the other grain. Because I can only have 2 things from the basic market. This might not work out for me. One of these waters might get taken out in the distilling process. But let's have a look. Do I want to look at the ingredient phase? Because I'm not going to be able to afford a barrel, really, am I? I haven't bought one, though. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to buy the the rye, am I? It's going to have to be a bit of a weak drink. The water's definitely getting taken out of this drink. We can try next time though, but we're not going to sell stuff. Oh, this might not be the best idea to make aged this quickly, just because you've got to get the barrel. Give it a go, eh? So if it all goes wrong, we don't have to make an aged drink. So this is a stainless steel barrel, which I can afford. It can't have our lovely whiskey in it, but this is like a better starting barrel. So this also returns to your storeroom after you've used it, and it earns you a point and an extra money. I guess the thing is, we want to try and keep making aged things rather than this, as nice as it would be. Yeah, we can discount the barrel by 2. I was hoping to maybe find I don't know if there is a 4-cost barrel in this deck. I know the basic one is, but we can't have another basic one. There's a lot involved in that. In just making a little drink. Maybe we abandon aged right now. So we can just sell a basic thing and it have the water in it. No, buy the barrel. Because yeah, it might go okay. And if it doesn't go okay and we can't make a nice aged thing, then no, you need two wheat though to make the aged thing. Yeah. Haven't got quite enough money for that. It's soju instead. That might be the better idea actually. Because soju is just a one-off, but the recipe's too cheaper, isn't it? And yeah, with some calculations, we can work out that we can't actually afford to make whiskey. In round 2 anyway. Hopefully next time. If we make a nice soju here, keep the water, could still buy that barrel for next time. Because it might go away. There's always the basic one, but that's one of your basic buys gone, isn't it? Could have bought that other barrel instead, couldn't I? But I'm planning on not making too many of them. Yeah, we can buy the wood barrel for 3, and because the recipe's a bit cheaper, it means I can afford the rye. So I'll go for that. So if the 2 grains stay in it, great, it's soju. If the grains get taken out, it would still have the 2 water in it, so it's probably worth making, even if it's just vodka again or moonshine. Right, so let's restock this up and see what's taken away. Another Dolium barrel. So the column still's gone. It could still be recovered with that special ability. They're gone, and they're gone. So the barrel would have been taken actually if we hadn't bought it. And we've got a co-op manager. Start the round, add a basic ingredient to your pantry. It's pretty nice, isn't it? They can cost some money. Co-op manager just costs 5. Gives you a point at the end of the game for every vodka and moonshine spirit label. That's quite nice. Okay, oh, we've got the Crystal Skull bottle. So, let's make a drink. We've got to have the yeast. I'm going to chuck 2 water in it. Because we want to try and do the... I've done an upgrade. How did that happen? Let's get that back in there. Right. So yeah, we want 2 water in there and a yeast, and we've got 2 grain sugar to try and make something. And we need 2 alcohol then. There's a fire in the kitchen. Oh no. So that's it, isn't it? Yes. So nothing else that can help me discard the cards. We didn't get that column still. Could still get it though at some point. And let's see what gets taken out of this. I think the ideal thing would be just make any kind of drink and the water stay in so we can just have that goal satisfied and see what the next ones are. So we are losing an alcohol. Not too bad because it's a wild card for later. And hopefully not a water. A rye. Okay. So that means, unfortunately, it can't be soju because we've now only got 1 grain sugar in there. And since we've got nothing else unlocked, it's going to have to be vodka. Can't be moonshine because it's got a grain sugar in it. But that's still okay. So let's grab the vodka. We've still got this metal barrel. And we are selling it in our basic bottle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 money for a vodka. And points wise, I don't think we've got anything but the basics again. Another 2 points. But we've got one of these upgrades that we can grab. Start getting this put back. And alcohol is nice because that's one of the yeast or water that we need next time. And on the goals screen, you should put a coin down to mark which ones you've done. We've just sold a spirit containing 2 water or more, which means we can have 2 points, which is quite lovely. And we reveal the next ones along. So, a goal. Sell a spirit containing 2 or more sugars of the same type. That's exactly what we want to do, isn't it? For soju or whiskey or our specialty whiskey. Or sell a spirit containing 3 sugars or more. Don't have to be the same type for that one. Either of those seem fairly doable with what we were originally planning to do. So, we can grab our signature ingredient. We could, that would be 2 of the 3 rye we need to try and make the single malt whiskey. That would be 2 or more sugars of the same type. That would be that made. It's worth 20 points making that. So you definitely want to make it by the end of the game. Can't have another upgrade. We can unlock a recipe. So we could try and unlock like a whiskey. We could get a free item. It would just be a bottle at the moment. And if I'm getting a... If I'm making an aged thing next time, I'm not going to be selling, so the bottle's not high on the priority list. The Rickhouse. Yeah, the Rickhouse. We haven't started aging anything yet. It would still be good, wouldn't it? And we could just lose the... Oh, it's a premium rye, so we can just lose the alcohol. It's a bit of a shame, but if we lose the alcohol, it means we've got to spend both of our basic things getting water and yeast, doesn't it? But we'll be able to afford rye, and we've already got the barrel, is the bonus there. I think throw away the alcohol. It's not ideal, but then we can get anything from the trucks. Let's get that Rickhouse in. There we go. So when we age, we get an extra flavour card in there. Okay. Is that everything? There's nothing to age yet. So we can move on to round 3 and the market phase. So the basics have got to be a yeast and a water. Oh, we've also got to get the recipe. Yeah, can we afford that? So yeast gets me a money. Whiskey recipe is 4. No, I don't think we can afford it now, can we? Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Maybe we would have been better off. Well, not necessarily unlocking the recipe, but maybe taking 5 money. It'd be a shame to miss out on the Rickhouse, but it will be there eventually, won't it? I think I think it's the wrong time to go and grab the Rickhouse. Because we still can't make the whiskey, can we? So put the money back. So we've got 6 from the thing. Because unlocking whiskey only costs you 4, so getting 5 money would be better for it. You can get your signature thing as well to help you out making the thing, and it'd give you 4 points. And if we made an aged thing, we could then use those 4 points to turn into money, having not sold anything. It's a free recipe. Would be nice to save for if we want this by due later. It's saving you 6 money. Free ingredients only saving you 3 money. If I got the signature sugar, I suppose it's a risk. If I had the signature sugar, no, I wouldn't be able to afford to buy another one, would I? I could have a basic one, but I would be at the mercy of whatever I can pick up, really. Yeah, I don't think we should be making the signature just yet. I'm going to pop it instead of discarding a card and getting that Rick House yet. We'll get that later. I'm going to get 5 money instead, because 4 of it can go on that, and we'll still have a bit more maybe to play with. Yeah, market phase. Unlock the whiskey. Maybe we'll make a soju eventually. I hope so. But with a bit of better luck, we might have been able to do that. Oh, thanks, James. I haven't even said anything about Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel, if you'd like that these things exist, or would like more of them to exist, Patreon and Ko-fi, make that happen. Or the people donating to them, more than the facilitators. But yeah, the links are in the chat or in the description. We still need the yeast. Well, we don't necessarily need the yeast. We could look at the water instead, but yeast gives you money, doesn't it? So we want it to have 2 or more sugars of the same type. We've got 7 money still. Need more grains than the minimum to have a good chance. Yeah, because you're removing 2 cards, so... We could, like, accidentally end up making the signature recipe, if things just went well. We've got to get a water or a yeast. I think the yeast, because it would just give us a money. And that might let us do things. So then, let's take mixed grains as the other thing that we want. So they're free, and we've still got all this money to play with. So we can still get... Let's just get one of they're different names, but they do exactly the same thing, really. The rye and the wheat. I've still got 5 money. We could buy an upgrade instead. Discounting it, we could buy the malt mill, and then that would have discounted the rye. Once per market phase, discount an ingredient by 2, but it does cost 6 just by itself. The drone camera would have let me use the ability of that. Or we could buy the other wheat. And then 4 grain sugar would be in it. And we might end up making... And it's got to include barley. That's the advantage of my signature. So we couldn't make the signature. But with 3 grain, we've got a good chance of making whiskey now, haven't we? Without having to make like an extra... Without having to put extra ingredients in it. I'm not filling it up, am I? Just wondering whether to buy that drone camera. And gives a bit of flexibility. Copy the ability of a distillery upgrade that is face up in the market. And that could be the co-op manager next turn and get another basic in there. Or if we get another grain sugar, we're 100% guaranteed to make whiskey. Because we're not guaranteed, are we? It's very likely. But if those 2 grain happen to get out and we didn't make an aged, it would be rubbish, wouldn't it? I want the drone thing, but I'm going to play it very safe. I'm going to buy another premium wheat. I don't want to. I'm not happy about it. Right. Oh, and some more have come out. Corn and rice. It's not barley. Is barley in the ingredient thing? Or does it have to be my signature ingredient? Maybe it's in there somewhere. I just use my signature when I practiced as Angus. Okay, what's getting discarded? The drone camera's gone. Get it while it's there. Okay, grains that I'm not bothered about are going. And cartons that, well, maybe I would have been bothered about them next time. And let's see what's coming out. A pig bottle. Ex-bourbon hogshead. When aging for the first time, added an additional flavour card. That, on top of the... What's it as well? Added on top of the Rick House. Get 3 flavour cards in the first one. Then you'd only have to age it for 2 years for it to be worth 15 extra points. Wow. Okay. And yeah, we want it to have 2 or more sugar. We're guaranteed that, aren't we? Still got a couple of money left over. So let's pop this in the distillery machine. We've got loads of grain sugar going on this time. We've got a yeast, and the alcohol can be a yeast or a water. So I need to add 4 alcohol to that. 2, 3, 4. 1 for every sugar. And let's see what gets taken out. But even if both of the... In fact, ideally, 2 of those grains get taken out, because then I can use them next time. And it doesn't really make my drink much worse. They are worth points and stuff. But I only need it to have 2. for it to be whiskey. So we are removing, I think this is enough. We're removing an alcohol and an alcohol. So we've got the basics for our next drink already sorted out. And so we need to put this in a wooden barrel because I am saying this is whiskey. So grab a whiskey, and in case you want to decide which spelling you're using, we'll go for, we're Angus, right? We'll spell it like that. That's the Scottish spelling, isn't it? Or the non-Irish stroke US spelling, according to the rulebook. So that's whiskey in that barrel. It's got to be aged, so we can't sell it if we wanted to. But we're in the age phase now. So once per age phase, gain a money if this is aging in your warehouse. It is. We haven't got those beautiful abilities for putting extra flavour cards in, but I am Angus Douglas. So in the age phase, we would put a flavour card underneath it and not know what it is, but we get to look at what it's going to be. Pick one to add to the spirit and discard the other two. So this whiskey can taste like coffee, cherry, or soy sauce. Basically, like there's some like flavour text and stuff that affects it, but kind of mechanics-wise, what affects it is the extra money that it'll be worth. Let's have it taste like, I don't know, I dislike coffee more than cherries, so let's make it taste like cherry. There we go. That's our special ability that we can do. Normally, it's got to be a surprise what that flavour card is. Okay, so that's that. Then we've only got 2 money. I am tempted, because we didn't sell anything, we can hold a tasting to get $4 money. Spend 4 points for 4 money. We do desperately need those points later, but I think if we want to buy, we've got to buy a barrel, we've potentially got to buy ingredients. I think we go back down to no points and get 4 money. Because that, if we want that barrel, that costs 5. I don't know if we can even have that barrel. So 4 money. We've got 7 now. We've got a discount, haven't we? And unfortunately, no ability. Didn't sell anything. No ability unlocked. Okay, round 4. The market phase. So we've got our basic things, haven't we? We can just pop an alcohol to cover the water and the grain. We could just grab... Oh, don't forget... Oh, I haven't sold the spirit yet. Need to remember that is done, isn't it? But a thing that is also done... At some point, we're going to want to intersperse our aged spirits. Some point fairly soon. I don't know about this round. But, I mean, sell a spirit containing 5 sugars or more. That's possible, but sell 2 spirits in a single round. If we switched this round to make a non-aged thing, downside is you're skipping out on some beautiful aging rounds, but we would get a massive kind of cash injection from selling 2 things, and we would have sold 2 spirits in a single round and jump up to look at what's on that row. That could be done at any time. Like, we could leave it. We are in round 4 now. And yeah, that would give us the money to maybe think about buying things like that hogshead. So we can't copy any abilities or anything like that at the moment. It also means that when we did come to age things next time, we could have the rick house before it's kind of too late. And yeah, we could make the soju, couldn't we? Because maybe we'll go for 6 different labels rather than 4 aged labels. We'll see how it goes. Because we can still, if we're making the non-aged this time, we've got an aged label there. We could still get 3 more aged labels in the next 3 rounds. We'd have the disadvantage of not being able to sell the lovely aged thing we make in the last round. You still get points for it, but you don't get any of the lovely money. Yeah, so let's try and make soju then. So we've got the basics. We just need 2 grains, which could just be the basic grains. That's still a bit of a risk, isn't it? Rice is out here, which only costs 2. So since we've got 7 money, I'm thinking get that hogshead in for later. That's 5 of me money. Get that rice with 2. 2 mixed grains in there. And then that gives us a better chance, because we want 2 wheat grain in there for it to be soju. Could just not buy the barrel and just buy both things. Got some premium corn there. I think that's what I'm going for. Basics, we're going to have 2 mixed grains. This doesn't need to go in a barrel, so we don't need to spend the barrel on this. But yeah, I'm going to get my discounted by 2 bourbon hogshead. That's all of my money gone. And what's coming in there? Some sorghum and a jug. Oh. No. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. Don't look at the things that are coming out, because you can't sell 2 things in one round if you haven't got a bottle to put them in. I think the hogsheads, it's probably going to get discarded, as beautiful as it was. We've got to buy a bottle, haven't we? The grain idea all works. Stick with that. You can see the ingredient, because we're not buying any more ingredients. We've got to buy a bottle. So, 1 can go in the starting bottle. The top goal is collect 4 spirit labels, which I think count, like, you have collected it. You don't have, it doesn't say sell them, so I think making them counts as you have collected those labels. I think. From what I was looking at on the forums, I think somebody said that. Could be wrong. See, I can't have the beautiful barrel, got to buy a bottle. Let's see, the worm bottle, when selling, gain an extra point. If you're selling a spirit from the Americas? Yes. Gain 2 points instead. So what we're going to be selling is soju, which is red, and whiskey, which is from our home continent. Depends who you're playing as. So that's us, that's Europe, that's blue. So the worm bottle would only be worth 1 point, so we might as well get anything else. It's just that the other bottles are kind of pricey. Pig bottle, skull bottle, both cost 5. We'll get you 2 back when you sell the thing. And they're worth 4 points. That's nice. Might be having a big stretch there. The worm bottle is basically paying a money for a point, isn't it? I am probably going to get a load of money now, though. We hope. From selling stuff. And, like, this could help collecting bottles from our continent. I'm going to regret this. I'm going to buy we're putting it in a skull. I like that. Is it like Crystal Head vodka? Well, not that. I like the idea of it. Because it's made by a Ghostbuster. I've never taken the plunge on such an expensive thing. Considering I barely drink, really. Right, so we discard this stuff. Oh no, my lovely grain sugars are going, and my beautiful hogshead. Needed a bottle though. Ooh, can always go for the basic bottle, but we might need basic ingredients. So we've got a biochemist, get a yeast at the start of the round. Malting floor at the end of the distill phase. Add a flavour card to the spirit you just distilled. So whether it's aged or not, it would get a thing in it. Now we've got a grain sugar back in. It's still not a barley. Oh, another hogshead came out. So there we go. Maybe we'll be getting that. So we are going to try and distill something then. It's got 3 grains in it, so we need 3 alcohol. And this is a very alcohol-heavy drink right now. It's got 5 in there. We are hoping that at least 2 of those grains stay in there. Well, exactly 2 would be nice, because then I'd have 1 to use next time. Because we still want to kind of unlock this Baiju and make that at some point. Have a clay barrel for it to go in for extra point for the Cooper there. And it's worth 12 points for making it just in itself as well. So, being removed from our distillation is a grain sugar and an alcohol. Brilliant. So they're available for next time, which means 2 remain, and we can pop this in the crystal skull bottle. Or actually, we need a barrel for it to go in. It goes in the bottle when we sell it. But yeah, it's going in there. Either could go in there, I suppose. So that is our soju. Where is it? Boom. Okay. So that's the distill phase sorted. and then sell. We're going to sell them both. So first of all, actually, they've both got 2 sugars of the same type, haven't they? It doesn't matter which one we sell first. It might matter if like this had only had 1 in, because before we can do sell 2 in a single round, we've got to do sell a spirit containing 2 or more sugars of the same type. And each drink can only apply to 1 of the goals. But the B&A goals are a bit, they're not contingent on you just selling the drink that you're selling, are they? Let's just do soju first. So it's going in, it doesn't really matter which goes in which. It's going in the skull bottle. Yeah, I've got no other abilities that matter right now, have we? So it is going to be worth $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7. No extra on there. But that's still a nice bit of cash. And points-wise, 4 for the skull bottle. No extra. And 5 on the recipe card. So we are on 9 now. And then you keep your bottles. You don't discard them to the truck, because there is some scoring for bottles. If you get, if you get at least 1 bottle from 3 different regions, you can have 5 points, and you can get more and more points if you collected bottles from the same region. So bottles that say your home region and Europe bottles, if they come out, yeah, could end up lucrative for us, points-wise at the end. Barrel goes back, and then your basic, your all alcohol. And we will also sell the whiskey. Oh, do your goal. You've just sold a spirit that contained 2 or more sugars of the same type. Yeah, we want to do this one rather than this one. I don't know if it contained 3 or more. Either way, we get a point and a money for that. So another point, another £1. And then let's sell the whiskey. Even though aging it further would be lovely, we're kind of wasting the barrel's ability. It'll still be worth a point. So we've got to have a bottle to pop it in. It's going to be our basic glass bottle. So this is going to get us, as well as the flavour profile, it's got a lovely cherry flavour. It is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus nothing. So that's a lovely 9 extra. What we're on now, £17. And 4 points, 1 from the barrel, 2, 3, 4, thanks to the premium ingredients, and an extra 10 on the whiskey there. So 14. And this will help us, like, we've got a load of points now. If we did want to get money, like, next round, we can have a little tasting, can't we? Oh, you won't put in the labels on either. So do we want to discard a basic sugar? Oh, that's not a basic sugar, that's premium sugar. Again, I've got things that I don't want to discard. Let's put all this stuff back and then I can have a think. So the barrel's done with. That's not a bottle. Flavour's discarded. Premium grain. Basic grain. Premium. Premium. And a yeast. And you're all alcohol. Okay. So abilities. It's tempting to get my premium made. And it's just losing the money, isn't it? I want money, but just lose the alcohol and get that. Oh, we also need an extra point because that had a flavour card in it. Oh, thanks, Skycroft. So we can still get the Rickhouse, because that is still 3 more aged things we can make that can all get an extra flavour card in them for extra points. Anything else? There's a drone thing that's alright. That could, like, copy the malting floor at the end of the distill phase, put a flavour card in the spirit you just distilled, no matter what it was. Or just only remove the top card from the thing that you're making. I think one of them, I want the signature ingredient. Let's see if we can get that made. So that is the barley that we need, and it's a grain sugar. It's one of the 3 grains that you need. So I've got 2 of the 3 grains. There is a grain available there. You don't need to unlock your signature recipe. I think it'd be lovely if we had something that give us some extra water or something like that. I'm going to lose the alcohol and get the rickhouse. Okay, so that'll give us some flavour things. And if I can get that barrel as well, let's just see how it goes. That's it, isn't it? That's aging stuff done. We sold stuff so we can't have a tasting. We're in round 5. Oh, it's not quite it because... Oh, I need to move this up to show that you can't have anything from the bottom row anymore. We've just sold 2 spirits in a single round. So that is adding 15 to our target score, well, which is 15 at the moment. But there we go. And we can move up to the top screen now and have a look at what these two are. Sell a spirit containing 3 alcohol or more. Collect 2 different spirit labels. What? Well, I've done that. Can I just have that? Three or more alcohol is doable though. And then we'd have the option of which one of these to do. But 6 different spirit labels, I suppose we could abandon aged and just go to make 6 different things if you could make enough points doing it. But one of them definitely going to be the signature. You can complete goals retroactively. So we could just say that one's done. But we'd have to get 6 different spirit labels for the end. I've got 3 now. My signature's the 4th. We could still unlock aged recipes. We want the Baiju because it comes in the different barrel, don't we? RH. And we could even swap them about. If we're willing to add 5 points to our target, we can use the swap card and put that one on the right-hand side. We don't have to do it right now, though, do we? Because we could just do the one in the middle. If we make the signature, there's a chance that that's going to have 3 alcohol in it. Yeah, we don't have to decide now, do we? So, if we want to make the signature, we're going to need a barrel. That's either going to cost us 2 or 5. Lean towards the hogshead because then it's going to get 3 flavour cards in for the first year and be worth 6 extra points. If we can leave it a couple of years, I don't know if we can kind of afford to do that. But if we could, it could be worth a massive amount of extra points if we went for that hogshead. So I'm leaning towards that. Let's not reveal new cards yet until I've committed to it. Because can we make the drink? It's risky, isn't it? Because we've got no basics. Now I've given up that alcohol. So the basic, like, we've got no... Water can appear in here as well. Oh yeah, the water could get us a grain from the middle, couldn't it? Yeah, let's get the water. Do it slower, because that lets us look at the ingredient, doesn't it? Because we don't need another barrel or another bottle. We can just use the basic bottle if we want. It's a rice, so I'll buy that. Because maybe we want to get all of the... like a 4th grain in, just to kind of guarantee that there will be 3 left in it. So then I need to get a yeast, which will give us our money back. So now we've got the bare minimum to make this drink. So we would just have to hope that none of these grains get pulled out. Well, not none of them, because if my special signature ingredient gets pulled out, I can put it back in. That's its special ability. Yeah, I've paid for the barrel. I had 17. So yeah, 5 for the barrel, 2 for the ingredients, 1 back for the yeast. So yeah, I'm sticking with all that. There's another there's another bourbon hogshead, maybe for next time. I want that. We've had the 2 basics. I want to buy the millet. Yeah, millet for safety, I'm thinking. And we can only discount a barrel once per round, though. We'd be paying 7 for that hogshead. I'm sorely tempted, but I want me discount. We'll grab that. Surely we're going to end up with 3 things in there now. We've got some grapes. We could afford... That's not the thing I wanted to press. That's not either, although it did show you the card. I mean, the malting floor, at the end of the distill phase, add a flavour card to the spirit you just distilled. That's not aging it, so aging for the first time would apply, right? So year 1, it would end up with one as normal, one for the rickhouse, one for the hogshead, and one for the malting floor. So it would be worth 10 extra points. That is 6 money. That does cut right down on stuff we have available in terms of like ingredients and stuff next time. Because we're not unlocking a thing, are we? We're not unlocking a recipe. We're not unlocking... Oh, you can buy something and trade it something for the basic market that costs less. Oh, yeah. So yeah, if there was like a nice 2-cost ingredient out here, we could buy something we don't want and swap it for some grains. Yeah, keep that in mind. I want the malting floor, but I don't want to leave myself with 3 money. We're not selling anything this time. We will be able to do a tasting and spend 4 points for £4. But if we want to keep aging things, we've still got to buy a barrel next time. So we can get a free recipe to unlock something like Baiju next time, but then you've got to buy the clay thing. I don't think I can afford the malting floor. I want it so much. I think in terms of points and stuff, it would pay for itself so much with everything else we've got going on here. But even by spending the points and having 7 money next time... I suppose collect 4 aged spirit labels doesn't have to be a different thing, does it? I don't have to unlock any more recipes. If I go for the left-hand thing, I can just keep making whiskey. I'm going to go for it and regret it. I already feel uneasy about it. Intern researcher, once per market phase, can discount a recipe cube by 2 money. Okay. We need to get rid of stuff from here, don't we? I think that's the end of my purchasing. I don't need to get a bottle. We're probably not going to get bottle points. I want the barrel to still be there, but no, it's getting taken away. Might come out again. They are very nice for what I want to do. And we've got private investor. Let's start the round. Gain 2 money if you've got at least 1 spirit in your warehouse, so you're aging something. Some spring water. If this is removed from the stack in the distill phase, add a basic water card to the spirit you just distilled. Keep the water in there. Yeah, I have kind of closed in on only making 4 spirits now, but I think we can do it. And then the clay barrel. We'll see. Will it work out? Have I made a colossal mistake? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 grains going in there. Can we make the signature recipe? Whiskey jokes. Yeah, I've painted myself into a corner with having to go for aged things and just spent a load of my money. So will this work out? It's only next round I need to worry about. Once we've sold the signature thing, it's going to get us loads of points. It's going to be worth loads of money. But yeah, before then, I might have just ruined next round. Depends what gets pulled out, really. So, being distilled out is an alcohol and a water. So there's our basics for next time. So that means, is there 3 or more alcohol left in this? Yes. So once we've sold it, that's the one we can claim, and it's worth another point as well, instead of a point and a money. It's worth 2 points. So next round when we've sold it, we can do that. And then we can go for collect 4 aged spirit labels. I've already done 1. This is number 2, which just means we've got to make aged things in the next 2 rounds, which means the thing we make in round 7 isn't going to be able to be sold. So got to bear that in mind as well. So, at the end of the distill phase, put a flavour card in it, So I don't think I get to look at it. Yeah, it makes sense that it does mention when aging a spirit in your warehouse, draw 3 instead of 1. So I bet all of these are just like random. Okay, so we get one at the end of distilling. Then I might swap around. Too cool to do it like so he's just off camera. It's in the bourbon hogshead. Did I put a flavour? Yeah, I put a flavour card in there, and then we want one for the rick house and one for the hogshead, and then we get the normal aging one. We can't sell anything. We get the normal aging card, so we gotta draw 3 and pick which one we want. Do we want it to taste like chocolate and be worth 3? I think yes. Maple or oaky? Well, in terms of pure hard cash, let's have it taste like chocolate. And it's tasting of 3 other mystery things. I mean, if we didn't sell it next round, I don't think we could cope with doing that. But if we didn't sell it next round, it would have 5 flavour things on it and be worth 15 extra points. I don't think that's possible. Oh, and it's got 3 grain sugars in it, and one of them's barley. That is our single malt whiskey specialty that is worth a minimum of 20 points. Boom. Okay. We've got to hold a tasting, I think, though. So some of those extra points are going to be weighed off by the fact that I'm spending 4 more points to get 4 money. But I think it has to be done. We're going to have to buy a basic barrel for 2. I don't know that we can really make an aged thing. We might have to pivot and go for 6 different spirit labels. Let's see. Okay, market phase. Round 6. Whatever we make can get a flavour card in it, which is nice. It's just that everything else relies on us making aged things, doesn't it? So we've got our basics. I want 2 mixed grains. But the only barrel that's available is the wood barrel. Unfortunately, the hogshead got discarded. There's no grains in the middle either. So we can discard, what is it? You can discard for something that's like the same cost. Well, that bit isn't on the player aid. You can when you're distilling, you can discard something, can't you, from your pantry to get something from the basic that's the same cost. The end of the market phase. I wonder if it says on the back of the rulebook where there's a little player aid as well. No, it doesn't. It's definitely in the rules, isn't it? Oh, at the start of the distill phase, you can trade exactly one of your ingredient cards or item cards for a basic ingredient, not item, of equal or lesser market cost from the basic market. Discard the traded card to the relevant face-up stack or the truck. Yeast, alcohol, and starting items may not be traded away. So that means we would have to buy the barrel because we can't trade for that. So that would cost us 2. Is this possible? And then I can have grains for free. It's possible. I would just have to pay a spring. I would just have to pay 3 to get a spring water and swap that into another mixed grains. And have to really cross my fingers that they didn't get, that one of them didn't get removed. You could get a mixed veggies or 2 and buy. Oh yeah, we could pivot to 6 different things, couldn't we? And not worry about because the barrel situation, I think, is going to hamper the make 4 aged things. 6 different things, probably more possible. Yeah, we've got to buy the recipe. And that, it's in the cheap one, yeah. The Kachaka? Kuchuku? I can't see because of the font, actually. They're either U's or A's. Yeah, that only needs 1 green, doesn't it? It's just, we can make the whiskey, but if the grain gets removed, if either one of the grains gets removed, then we can't win the game. So I think we've got to abandon everything that's been built up. We can still make 1 age thing next round if we want, and it will get 1 flavor card on it. Just, yeah, that's a bit gutting. Okay. So we don't need to buy the barrel, though. Then maybe with the money we get from selling this, we'll be able to do stuff. So yeah, let's just get that recipe unlocked. We've got the basics. We've got a water, we've got an alcohol. And I just need 1 green to go in. We've got the agave there. It costs 5. That does. Well, we can just get basics, can't we? Just trying to... Oh yeah, try and get the expensive, like unlock the recipe and try and get the expensive thing. We could do that. We'll have loads of money next time, won't we? So we can get mixed fruits. It's cheaper, isn't it, than getting the agave? The downside of this is the... Oh no, not mixed fruits. Mixed plants. They only cost 1 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got exactly 5, so we're going to have to cheapskate it and just get mixed plants. Unfortunately, that only leaves me with 3, so I can't afford to get the clay barrel discounted. We're just going to have to hope one of those is available. There is a basic clay barrel as well. In terms of bottles, I mean, we could just get a bottle from a different continent to try and get 3 different continents, and that would be worth 5, or the regions. We're selling it, it's from the green, so these don't help that. Plastic litre bottle is worth loads of money when selling, but it loses you a point. If that's what we're making next time, you could... Well, we want grain things, don't we? And they're not out there. You could go for the spring water. Just to zhuzh it up. And then it makes it worth a point. Or we just hang on to the money. Or we get the biochemist that would add a yeast and would give you a point for each of your specialist upgrades. Oh, I've already got 3 upgrades, never mind that. We would have a water, but we might end up with a water now. I suppose if I put the water in it, it's more likely that it will end up with its stuff. And we're going to get loads of money, aren't we? Get the water and trade it for a plant. Oh yeah, just like there's more things in there. Because it would be an extra plant and it would add an alcohol, wouldn't it? I think that's a better idea. The water's the cheapest thing out there. We're going to get a load of money. Can you trade a bottle for an ingredient? Not your basic one. I think you can any that you've bought, but you can't trade yeast, alcohol, or your starting items. Oh, is there a cheaper bottle? Oh yeah, because the plastic litre... Oh, because the plastic litre bottle would be cheaper. Oh, because that'd save us 2, wouldn't it? I see you're thinking. Discard 1 of your ingredients or items for a basic ingredient. Yeah. It saves you 2 money. Let's buy the plastic litre bottle instead of the water. Because we won't have to lose the points. We can just discard it at the beginning of the distill phase to grab another mixed plants. Because it's the same or lesser value. They both cost 1. Nice thinking. So that means we can add 3 alcohol to it. Because we've got 3 sugars. Get them shuffled up. And just hope that these 2 things give it a good shuffle. Because it is all sat next to each other, isn't it? In me distilling. And we are losing... Let's get the market refresh. Oh, yeah. At this tense moment. So losing these. Oh, because we might get something even better. We might lose the game here. Yeah, I don't think there's a way around it if we can't make this new thing. Might have painted myself into that a little bit, though, getting the rick house. I was hoping it would work out, but I already knew that the barrels weren't there, I suppose. That was from the top, wasn't it? And there we go. We've lost. Simple as that. So, do I only need one? Oh, why am I worried then? Forget it. I thought there was tension. Never mind. So, rum wants to, but we're not making rum. That's fine. We've got those for next time. We could make rum. It doesn't come in a different barrel, but there's 2 plant sugars for it straight away. Okay then. So, that's that drink. So we've got to sell this. So it is worth 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've only got 1 bottle. Just means we'll have to hang on to the whiskey then, and it'll get its last card. We can sell it in around 7. Might hamper us a little bit money-wise. We'll still get this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus nothing. It's not too bad, is it? Oh, wait, it gets a flavour card as well. At the end of the distill phase, add a flavour card to the spirit you just distilled. So the malting floor adds it. What did I count? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not too bad. We've got 11 money to work with in the last round. It's not a ton, but it's something, isn't it? That tasted peaty. Then we can have a bonus. So there are some nice bottles out there. We're not going to get... If we make something immediate next time, then we're able to sell it. Like if we made a gin, we'd be able to sell it in a bottle. And like if we got these 2 bottles, for example, we'd get 5 points extra as a bonus there. Because the downside of having spirits in your warehouse at the end, you get the points on all the cards, and you get 1 point per flavour card, not the amazing, like, 10-point bonus. And you don't get the money, yeah, or this bonus. Because we could get a £5 bottle and pay the 4 to unlock the gin. The downside is we need to buy the ingredients for it. We haven't got any berries at the moment. And I haven't got any basic ingredients, so they're 2 basics. Yeah, I think that kind of poo-poos that idea. So if I make something aged, I can't sell it, so we can't have a bottle bonus. Because I've only had 1 bottle up to now. You could for the same region, couldn't you? Yeah, if you got 2 for the same region, you get 2 points, so there's something. But unlike the rum, yeah, I think we've got to go rum, which is a shame for the barrel type. But yeah, just as you say, mind you, yeah, we're going to have to do a trade, aren't we, for a yeast or no? There's mountain spring water. We can still get water. Yeah, it's okay. We're just going to have to buy a basic barrel. So unlock a recipe. We do need it. We don't need a bottle, do we? It'd be nice to have a bottle. So the recipe only costs 4. We don't have to have a free thing, do we? We could save the 11 money. We could spend the 11 money on the stuff and get 2 points instead. So that's the equivalent of having 10 money. We've only got 21 points right now. We should have more points than that. I haven't done the points for that thing, have I? It was only in basic stuff, wasn't it? I don't think it had any point values. Yeah, I haven't discarded any plant sugars or anything, have I? So I don't think it was worth any extra points. I think it was worth your basic 4 points. So we shouldn't still be on 21, should we? Can I afford... If I take the 2 points, can I afford... So the recipe's 4. I've got 2 plant sugars, but probably want another one. Well, could buy the spring water from there. That's 7. Could buy that. That's 10. Is worth another point. Yeah, I think we can have the points. Yeah, I'm going to go for 2 points. So we've only got 27 points. We've got loads of points when we sell this. Lose the label bonus. We get the agave. I think we can afford it though. 5, 8. $11. Yeah, I think we can just afford to make a nice thing. So I've got 11 money right now. We'll get 1. We need the yeast no matter what. And so I've got 12 money. We can buy the agave because I haven't got the recipe, yes. Can I afford it? Worked in my head, but it might not be working. 4, 7, 10. Yeah, not the agave. The agave's worth 2. Well, the agave's worth 2 points, so I suppose either way. It would sell for more, wouldn't it? But yeah, we can't get the recipe, can we, if we don't? Yeah, the free ingredients saving you money. Let's not have the points. Yeah, we've got to make it possible, haven't we? So buy the recipe first. That costs 4. All because of basically the distilling last time. It made us go this way. We'll get the yeast. So that'll give me 1. And then we can get the mountain spring water. It's worth more points, isn't it? And it might add water to it still. And we can still just... We've got 6 money. We can still get a mixed... But we need a barrel. We haven't got 6 money, we need a barrel. I suppose if you bought the general water, you might be able to buy a nicer barrel here. What if there's a... Skip the aging phase. Oh, yeah. So it gets... Oh, we decide, don't we? It's going to taste of honey. The alternatives were bready and leather. Yeah, maybe we get a normal water and hope that there's a beautiful barrel down here. But if there's not a beautiful barrel, you can't get anything else from the top. Ah. Don't get the yeast. Because rum needs to go in a barrel. I haven't got one ever. No, I haven't got one. Rum needs to be aged. So I need a barrel. Yeah, so I had that for free, didn't I? So this should be refreshed before we even start. It's round 7, yeah. But we know that. It's just the turn of a card. But I'm going to hope this is a hogshead barrel. It's only worth an extra point though, isn't it? Having extra flavour things are just worth an extra point each, so it's not worth worrying about. Just go the way you were going before. Have the yeast. Buy the water. That's 3. Buy the cheap barrel for 2. And then you've got 4 left. So probably buy the other plant sugar. Oh, that one costs 4 and is worth an extra point. There we go. No point having, well, money spare. Every 5 money is worth a point. But that has cost me 4 and will get me 2 back and 2 points, so I think it's worth it. So that fills up. I don't know if there's any point doing this at the very end, but I suppose it would matter if you had like the drone that copied abilities and stuff. It could make a difference. And yeah, it's just better to make sure. We need 2 rum in there now. We need 2 plant sugars in there, and there's 4. So we are guaranteed to make the thing that we need. Okay. Yeah, they fill up, but I don't think it makes a difference to us. An American Standard barrel was coming in, so I could have had that. But I don't think it would really be worth it. Some large storage. A spirit safe. During the distill phase, return one of the removed cards back into the spirit. That would be a nice thing to have. Okay. So distilling, we need 4 alcohol. And yeah, we've got the basic barrel. And we are removing an alcohol and, the 2-point palm, unfortunately. I don't think that gets us any points anymore, does it? I don't think it does. That's a bit of a shame. Because that's potentially a point of money that I've wasted. But this does all go in to make, like you can see, it's got at least 2 planty things in there. So this is a rum. And so in the sell phase, when making it, we put a flavour card in it for the malting floor. And in the sell phase, we are going to sell the premium batch release. I'm kind of questioning whether this is going to whether I'm going to be able to get 85 points from all of this. I feel like I've not made enough. So money, turn it all around. It's got a lot of flavour cards on it. And we have got that flavour bonus as well, don't forget. So 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14 points. 14 money. Plus 3 from the thing. Oh yeah, in the bottle. 15, 18 money. So nearly 4 points in that. Because we've got no opportunity to spend money anymore. And then points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Plus 20. So there's your 8. There's your 20. And then the flavour profile bonus. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. How have we got 5? Because we left it distilling. That's another 15 points. So we've got 68 points. And this will still give us the points it's worth at the end. Is it going to be enough? So this has got in it 1, 2, 3 alcohol. And sell a spirit containing 3 or more alcohol. That's 2 points. And we've collected 6 different spirit labels. They're on there. So we have satisfied a goal on each line. Can we get 85 points? This can all go back another time. Oh, and we unlock a thing, which it's the last round. It might as well be points, right? So we're on 70. And the rum's worth at least 11. Okay. So that's it, isn't it? Oh, no, aging. Aging still happens. So it's the first time it's aged, so the Rick House adds 1. And then we can add 1, but I don't think the thing actually matters what's on it, because it's not going to sell for its stuff. Oh, this tastes of manure or rubber tyres or coriander. We'll go for coriander then, I guess. Anyone want some coriander rum? There it is. So, endgame scoring. After the 7th round, get points from spirits still in warehouse. Count the points on the ingredient card's barrel and recipe, plus a point per flavour card. You are not selling, so you don't get money or the aged spirit flavour bonus. So we have got not a lot of points. 3, 4, but they do come from the recipe. So 11, so 15. That's 85, isn't it? So that comes off there. Bottle collection. We don't get any money for this. Bottle collection. I don't have 2 or more from the same region. I don't have 1 from 3 different regions, so no more points there. Distillery upgrade. Oh yeah, there's these as well. A point for each barrel type represented in your spirit labels. So we've got the metal barrel from a load of things, and we've got the wooden barrel from the whiskies. Didn't manage the clay one. That's still a couple of points. Nothing from the Rickhouse, nothing from the malting floor. And distillery goals, that's the multiplayer. Don't get those in solo. So, and then money at 5 money to 1 point ratio. So we can trade £15 in for 3 more. And I think that's that. So the thing from our goals, you need to get the points from every B card that you've achieved, that you've chosen to achieve, I assume. I assume like these don't automatically unlock if you don't want them to. You would maybe go along if you desperately needed something else to be unlocked, perhaps. But yeah, 70 plus 15. We needed 85. We've got 90. And so it didn't quite go the way that Angus had hoped with his dreams of just being an aged spirit machine. But that's kind of the difficulty of the aging spirits. It's the money that you need to have on hand as well. You've only got you've got to make a thing every single round, and at least initially when you're setting yourself up to make the aged things, you aren't selling anything. The most you can get is 4 extra money. Like your abilities and stuff might help, but you can really get yourself in a mess, especially if the things that you need to make it happen don't come out. Like, we could have done that 4-age spirit label, even not having that much money that round, if there'd been a barrel available here. Just because, like, the limit as well, if you can only have 2 from up here. But yeah, it's a lovely solo puzzle. There's some nice tension in what gets shuffled out here. When I thought we lost the game because I hadn't got the recipe cards right. But there we go. That is a solo game of Distilled. Multiplayer, everyone's got their own like secret goals and stuff they're competing for, as well as, you know, everyone's going to be taking stuff from here rather than it being discarded. But yeah, there's plenty of goal cards from the A's, B's, and C's to keep it different. There's advice in the rulebook for as well, if you want to make it more difficult for yourself, use cards of different letters in the different rows to make it more difficult, because the C's are the easiest things to achieve, and yeah, the B's and stuff don't have little rewards on them, do they, to help you out. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. I gave you an idea of what Distilled is like. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your help. If you'd like to support the channel, there is Patreon here. There is Ko-fi here. They're linked in the description. And yeah, everything that helps make this all exist and stuff. I will be back on Sunday in pre-recorded form for our next encounter, our next episode of Eldritch Horror, where things are ramping up. Whichever one you're seeing episode 2 on the channel. Episode 3 is coming up on Patreon. I was editing it just before this started. Stuff's happening. And yes, you can see that on Sunday. Monday, I'll be posting the schedule of what I'm doing next week. And it is the channel's birthday next Thursday. So there'll be some kind of stream for that. We're playing something, probably. So yeah, I don't really like... I'm not kind of teetotal or anything. I just don't really drink very much. But yeah, it's kind of cool seeing, like... I know abstracted and stuff, but it's cool being in this kind of process, isn't it? There's some clarifications in the rulebook as well of like, this is how we've kind of simplified the making of like gin and stuff. It's actually making this and then adding this to it. But yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Jamie. Thanks Skycraft. Thanks Monica. And everyone, really, that has been here. Marty, thanks you as well, even though he has managed to edge himself kind of off camera almost throughout the playthrough. He'll hopefully be back next week as well to be our guardian angel, basically. Help us out. Our good luck charm, even though he's just there loving life and being asleep into. Thanks everyone for being here though, and yeah, I'll see you in a couple of days in pre-recorded form and next week for some more live lovely stuff. Thank you and bye.